He fought extradition for 8 years, but today the radical Islamist Abu Hamza lost his final appeal against being sent to the United States to face terror charges. High Court judges rejected his plea that the former Imam was unwell and needed to undergo a brain scan. They also ruled that 4 other terror suspects should be extradited immediately, as Porrigo Brown now reports.
Never in the history of journalism has the expression last-ditched legal attempt been so overused about a man. Today, though, at the High Court, Abu Hamza's last-ditch legal attempt failed. To the very end, his case remained a lightning rod for antagonism and aggravation. A small group of his supporters clashed with others on the street outside court. As well as Hamza, 4 other suspected terrorists were having their final extradition here.
Hamza does nothing if not divide, and those divisive lines drawn very clearly outside the High Court. Those gentlemen behind me, the current reincarnation of Muslims Against Crusades, a pro-Hamza extremist group. Over here, friends and family of the other men, their main gripe, the perceived injustice of the extradition. And just over there, one lone anti-Hamza protester holding a "honk if you want him out" sign.
It's taken 8 years to get here. So, why are we here? It started with incendiary preaching in the aftermath of 9/11. In 2003, there was a failed attempt to deport him. He was eventually arrested in 2004 on a US extradition warrant. He was suspected of organising a terrorist training camp in America. But his extradition was halted when he was charged under the UK Terrorism Act. He was later jailed for 7 years after being found guilty of a string of charges, including incitement to murder. It took 2 years of legal wrangling before the Home Secretary at the time, Jackie Smith, signed the extradition order. It looked like that was the end of the story. It wasn't. He appealed. A European court ruled against the extradition. The Home Office had little option but to comply. And it wasn't until April of this year that was overturned. Judges ruled that Hamza wouldn't be subject to ill treatment in the US and could be extradited. So he applied for an injunction blocking his removal. Today's final legal hurdle, argument by his lawyers that his mental health was deteriorating. The judge, though, was having none of it. Hamza's case has seen 6 Home Secretaries come and go. Today, one of them called for a review.
I think that the Home Secretary should now review the proceedings of the last 14 years, because it cannot be fair or just to anybody involved that proceedings such as this are stretched to such a level of 8 to 14 years. It's just not right.
Unlike some of the other men extradited today, not many tears will be shed, especially within government, when, in the next 24 hours, Abu Hamza boards a plane for America.